Go, go, Power Rangers! Hi, I'm Max Tooth Pie. Pie, remember me. And we've already talked about how much I like villains. So today I'm going to be talking about Power Ranger villains. Did you like Power Rangers? Probably someone out there watching likes Power Rangers. How about you? But anyway, I can't discuss all the Power Ranger villains in this video because, well, that would take too long. So I'll just be going from Mighty Morphin up to Time Force. Discuss all the villains in that and in between. What's your favorite Power Ranger villain? Think about it. Anyway, let's get started. Okay, let's start where it all began. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers with Rita Repulsa. Okay, Rita Repulsa is an evil witch who was imprisoned in a giant space dumpster for a long time by Zordon, who was then freed by dumb astronauts and decided to take her wrath out on the first planet she sees. Sadly, that was off. And that is what led to the forming of the Power Rangers to begin with. Okay, Rita is a master of dark magic, and uses her staff there to do very terrible things. And she has horns with rival maleficence. They are huge. And she's a pretty cool outfit. It kind of looks like an Indian witch. But anyway. Okay, Rita lives in her fortress on the moon. And uses and monsters down to Earth to combat the Rangers. Of course, the Rangers usually win. But Rita will still try and try and try, even though she usually walks away with a headache. But she gets a lot. Rita's consistent, I'll give her that. She never gives up, and she never accepts defeat. But at this point, she's more annoying than she is evil to the Rangers. But she's still a force to be reckoned with. Anyone seen the new Power Rangers movie with Robo Rita? In an attempt to resurrect Zordon, Rita's evil particles accidentally take over Alpha's body, the robot, and create Robo Rita. And she wastes no time getting revenge. Well, I guess it did kind of take her a Leah hiding out, but then she wastes no time. She destroys Lelo Ranger in the training, resurrects two of her monsters, and kidnaps Rangers to lose them to power her machine to go back in time. Of course, he is eventually destroyed by the Black Ranger. Rita was only defeated when Zordon's good beam of light turned her good, and then even though she made up comeback in Mystic Force as a good character, Robo Rita shows that Rita's reign of terror might not be over yet. Even though she was only the main bad for one season of Mighty Morphin, she is still dangerous either way. Also, in a movie, there's a version of Rita where she's a Green Ranger who betrayed her entire team and turned evil. But no matter what version of Rita they like, she's still very wicked. Now, let's talk about some of the henchmen she has. She has Goldar, this giant monkey monster in gold armor, who is very strong, and even once piloted his own Zord, Cyclopsus. Goldar is very strong. Now, there's also Finstar, I think I'm saying his name right, who creates most of the monsters for Rita out of clay in a machine. So he does a lot of the evil monster walk around here. There's also this idiot and that idiot. They don't do much. There's also Scorpina, a dangerous scorpion-like woman with a stinger and good fighting skills. Now, I think this is definitely worth mentioning that Rita had her own Ranger, the evil Green Ranger. If you know Tommy Oliver, you probably do if you know Power Rangers, he started off as Rita's evil Green Ranger soldier and kicked the Rangers' butts on multiple occasions. But the Rangers eventually did free him from Rita's spell and became a legendary Ranger on their side. On the Power Rangers side. But if you'd prefer that Tommy stay evil, in Power Rangers Comics world, there was another dimension where Tommy ran away after the spell was broken and became the evil dictator Lord Draken. Now, Lord Zedd, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. In Season 2 of Mighty Morphin, the one and only Emperor of Evil showed up, said Rita was taking too long to invade off, and decided to take charge himself. When you think of Power Ranger villains, I wouldn't be surprised if he comes to mind. He's a very terrifying villain with a lot to offer. They don't need a machine to make monsters anymore. He can conjure them out of thin air. With his powerful staff, Lord Zedd is very dangerous and has a really intimidating voice. He even has his own Zord, which has the power to destroy entire planets. Also, Rita eventually decided to give him a love potion, and they got married so Rita could be in charge again. Of course, that backfired, and Rita reversed it after Zedd started talking about a baby. But it is shown that Zedd actually did care for Rita, since he defends her after the spell was broken. And like Rita, he was turned good by Zordon's blast beam. Giant wave. Zedd later made a comeback years later in the Dino Fury. Got himself some new friends and started terrorizing again. Zedd was more than a match for the Rangers in combat and was only stopped in Dino Fury when the Green Mighty Morphin Master trapped him. Of course, the series ends saying Lord Zedd escaped and the Rangers are traveling off into the universe to track him down. So Zedd is still out there. See where his story goes next? And Rita's brother joins the fight. Rito Revolto, I think. Rita's brother. Who was not that smart, but still kind of a chance in combat. Ivan Ooze, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie. Seems like a normal egg, right? That's probably nothing inside it, right? Well, wrong! Inside it locks Ivan Ooze. In the Power Rangers first movie, they need a villain that could, attract attention quickly. So they decide on him, and he does a lot in this movie. He was trapped in an egg by Zordon, and did not waste any time once he got out. He attacks the Power Ranger base, nearly kills Zordon, traps Zedd and Rita in a snow globe, brainwashes the parents of Angel Grove into being his army and dig up his inventions, and nearly destroys the entire town. And thus the movie's time, and cracks a few jokes along the way. Ivan is destroyed by the end of the movie, But he did it a lot in such little time. The Machine Empire Power Rangers Zeo. When the next Power Rangers show came out, Zed and Rita were out and the Machine Empire was in. The Machine Empire, you can probably tell by the name. They are an empire of machines. Basically robots. And pretty big threats. But they did not get defeated by the Rangers like most villains. The Machine Empire met their end when Zed and Rita blew them up. Divatox, a pirate who for some reason wants to marry a volcano demon. Power Rangers, Turbo. After Zeo ended, a new show began, Power Rangers Turbo. And it had a pirate with a very annoying voice, and who for some reason wanted to marry a giant volcano monster, who had a ship the shape of a barracuda and would kidnap Rangers. It was in the Turbo movie, so I think she was first introduced. After the Power Rangers ruined her plan in the Turbo movie, she vowed revenge. Interestingly, the Turbo show ended with her winning, and her blowing up the Power Rangers secret base, and the Turbo Rangers losing their power. Dark Spectre, Power Rangers in space! Dark Spectre is the monarch of all evil. Basically, a giant lava man. Even though Dark Spectre is the monarch of all evil, the true villain in Power Rangers in Space is Astronomer. Has anyone noticed that our hair constantly changes? I feel like in one episode it was like blonde and like red and like black and then bluish purple. What is with her hair changes? Anyway, she has a gauntlet. And she has an army of like robots, her own spaceship, and is actually kind of smart, coming up with actually good plans. But there's more to Astronomer than meets the eye. She's actually the long-lost sister of the Red Ranger in Power Rangers in Space, Andros, who was kidnapped when she was a little girl and fed and lies to. Tis, tis, tis. And then groomed to be the Princess of Evil. Is also a Crypto, Astronomer's loyal minion, and basically the father figure to her, considering he raised her. Even though he is evil, he does care about Astronomer and even will help the Rangers if it's in Astronomer's best interest. Of course, he does eventually get reprogrammed to be completely evil, which is sad. And he is basically invincible and was only destroyed by Zordon's, niceness wave. Darkonda. Basically the opposite of a Crypto. He usually pretends to be loyal and usually he plots against people to seize power. He also has multiple lives, which means he can die multiple times and come back, like a cat. Of course, he does eventually get destroyed permanently when he gets eaten by Dark Spectre. Also, if you count the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I guess, Astronomer brainwashes the Turtles into becoming her obedient minions. Of course, they do eventually break free and become friends with the Rangers. Also, one of Divatox's minions, I believe her nephew, leaves her to work for Astronomer. Who would you rather work for if you had to? Of course, Angel, the Red Ranger, eventually finds out that Astronomer is his long-lost sister. And she doesn't believe it at first, but eventually just figures it out herself and joins the Rangers on the side of good. Of course, he's then captured, brought back, given cybernetic implants, I think, and brainwashed back to evil. Which led to the creation of one of the greatest and strongest villains the series has to offer. When Astronomer created the Psycho Rangers. Imagine Superman with the Terminator and maybe throw in some Iron Man. You might get these guys. They have extreme powers. They can hear the Rangers morphing from a mile away, be there in seconds. They can know every move their enemy's gonna make and knows how to counteract it. That is the Psycho Rangers. Basically, their only weakness is how determined they are to destroy their Ranger counterpart, which usually leads to them fighting each other whenever one of them hurts a different color. Which leads to them fighting, which leads to their destruction. Even though they were only in a few episodes, they are some of the most memorable villains Power Rangers has. Of course, Dark Spectre was eventually destroyed, and Astronomer was transformed back into Crone and joined the side of good. Drakena. Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. When Lost Galaxy started, Drakena was a girl who liked looking at herself. But when her father was killed by the Power Rangers, she vowed revenge and went to any lengths to destroy them, even resurrecting the Psycho Rangers, which leads to the death of the Lost Galaxy Pink Ranger. But who ends up taking the Lost Galaxy Pink Ranger's place? The one only Crone. Astronomer. Who comes back as the Lost Galaxy's newest hero, the Pink Ranger. As the series goes on, Drakena becomes more evil, even killing her own minions. This show is basically a journey of Drakena from a girl who really likes looking at herself to a heartless monster who will do anything for revenge. Don't get consumed by revenge. It's a good life lesson. Bansira, Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue. Bansira is the queen of the demons. It is very, very, very deadly. Even though it doesn't really do much, it's still a demon. And that is a threat on its own. There's also Diabolico, who is someone you definitely don't want to make deals with. Or he'll give you a dangerous cobra tattoo, which could kill you. Interesting thing about Diabolico, he actually cares about his minions, which leads to him helping the Rangers defeat Queen Bansira once and for all. It's very interesting to see a villain who cares about our villains. Even though demons is a big threat, nothing is too great for the Power Rangers. Ransik, Power Rangers Time Force. Ransik was a threat, and he made that clear in the first episode, killing a Red Ranger immediately. Not too bad people could say, oh, I killed the Ranger on my first day. Ransik is a mutant who was not treated right, and is merely taking revenge. Ransik is very dangerous and very powerful, considering he could kill a Ranger, and has an army of mutants, which he plans to lose to, well, destroy. Pow, pow, pow. Everything. Even though he is very evil, or kinda, Ransik has a daughter. Who he actually cares about. And since he's kinda spoiled, she ends up starting to wonder why they hate humans to begin with. And it is interesting, even though Ransik, well, kills people, he has someone that he cares about, like a Krypton astronomer. Ransik does eventually see the error of his ways and gives up, and decides to face charges for all that he's done. And that is the video. I hope you liked it. And what is Lo-Fei Power Ranger villain? Lo-Fei Power Ranger, or favorite Power Ranger show? Anyway, bye. Go, go, Power Rangers! Lo-Fei Power Ranger theme song or costume or weapon. This favorite Power Ranger item. Go, Power Rangers!